Everyone, myself Anand Sakti. I welcome all of you at my YouTube channel. Friends, today I have taken a topic democracy. So, in this session, we will know all about democracy. What exactly is democracy and from where does this word originate democracy? So, first of all, let us know the origin of this word. Democracy, this word has been taken from a Greek word that is called demokratia. And this word demokratia, it consists of two words, that is demo and kratia. Demo means people and kratia means rule. So basically we can say that democracy is rule of the people. Now let us define democracy. In very simple words, democracy is defined as the form of government in which the rulers are elected by the people. Democracy is a form of government in which the rulers are elected by the people. This is the main feature or the common feature of all democracies in the world. Here, this definition is not adequate. Sometimes this definition is misleading. Why? Because there are so many countries in the world, almost all of them call themselves as democracy. But there are some countries which are not actually democratic, but they pretend to be democracy. So we need to understand all the key words contained in the definition, like what is the form of government in a democracy? Who are the rulers in a democracy? And what is the method of election or what is the procedure of election in a democratic country? So, one by one we will understand the meaning of all these keywords, and then only we will be able to distinguish between a democratic government and a non-democratic government. So, let us try to understand the basic features of democracy. What are the important features of democracy? The very first feature of democracy is that in a democracy, the rulers are elected by the people and the final decision making power rests with those elected by the people. Please note down this point that the final decision making power rests with the elected representatives and not with any other external agency. For example, in many countries what we see that though there is an democratically elected government, but the decision making power is not in the hands of the government. For example, in some countries there is military or the army who have the main decision making power. To make this point more clear, let me give you the example of Pakistan. What happened in Pakistan in the year 1999 that the government of Pervez Musharraf, he overthrew the democratically elected government and declared himself as the chief executive of the Pakistan. Later on, Musharraf changed his designation as the President of Pakistan, and in the year 2002 he held a referendum which gave him a 5-year extension. But according to the media and human rights activists of Pakistan, the referendum was full of malpractices or fraud. However, Musharraf went on and he held an election also, but most of the decision making power was in the hands of military or Pervez Musharraf himself. So, though there was an election and democratically elected government, but the main decision making power was not in the hands of the government elected by the people, but the final decision making power was in the hands of the army or Pervez Musharraf. So, We cannot say that there was democracy in Pakistan. So, the very first feature of democracy is that the rulers must be elected by the people and the final decision making power must be in the hands of the government elected by the people. There are some countries where there is the system of monarchy and the king or the queen, they play the main role in taking the final decision. So, this is the first feature of democracy, that the final decision making power must rest with the government elected by the people. The second important feature of a democracy is that in a democracy there must be free and fair election. In a democracy there must be free and fair election, and those currently in power have a fair chance of losing. Let me elaborate this point to make it more clear. Elections are the central feature of a democracy. If we really wish to assess a democracy, we have to look the method of election, how election is being conducted in the country. So, in a democracy the election must be free and fair. Now, what is the meaning of this term free and fair? A democracy, a democratic election, by saying election, just holding election, it does not mean that the country is democratic in nature. What type of election is being conducted? For example, the citizens must be free to decide whom to give their votes. They are free to decide whether to cast their vote or not. They must not be under any pressure or any intimidation. There must not be any dirty practices of like use of money power or muscle power in election. Citizens are free to decide. Also, not only citizens but also all the registered political parties must have a fair or equal opportunity to contest in the election, and there must be full transparency in the election process, and not only during the election but also even after the election the system must be transparent. So, this is the main feature of democracy, that the election must be free and fair. Now, the third feature of democracy is that in a democracy, each adult citizen must have one vote and each vote must have one value. We can take the example of our own country. Ours is a democratic country. We all have been given the right to vote. All persons who are not below 18 years of age, they have the right to cast their vote. So, this is one of the important feature of a democracy, that in a democratic country or in a democratic system of government, all the citizens, all the eligible citizens have a right to vote, and the state cannot discriminate or cannot prevent any eligible citizen to cast his or her vote. There are several instances where in some countries women still do not enjoy this right. For example, in Saudi Arabia till the year 2015, women did not enjoy this right. They were not allowed to give votes. But in a democratic country, all the citizens, all the eligible citizens, irrespective of their caste or position or rank, they are eligible to vote, eligible to give their votes. And also all the citizens, irrespective of their position or rank, their votes have one value. It does not mean that those who are more educated or more wealthy, the value of their vote will increase. In a democratic government, the value of vote of all the persons are equal, and all the eligible citizens are given their right or given the right to elect their representatives by exercising their power to vote. So, this is the third feature of democracy. Now, coming to the fourth feature of democracy. In a democracy, there must be the rule of law and respect for rights of citizens. Now, after the election, there is democratically elected government, but we must have to assess the democracy by looking how the government is actually functioning. So, just by winning the election, it does not mean the government is free to take its own decisions. In fact, the role of government is limited, and the limit is imposed by the law, some constitutional law. What are those laws? That is called rule of law. And by this term rule of law, it means that the government must implement those policies or decisions in accordance with the law, and there must not be any discrimination with citizens on the basis of their caste, color or sex or place of birth. Also, the state must respect the rights of all the citizens, whether they are majority or minority communities, and the citizens in a democracy there is rule of law. It means that people are free to express their views and opinions. There is freedom of press and media, and people have the right to criticize the policies or decisions of the government. People have the right to form associations, to peacefully protest the decisions of the government. So, in a democracy, there must be the rule of law. This is the fourth and final feature of democracy. I hope all these points are clear. Now, in my next session, we will understand what are the different forms of democracy. So, that's all for today. Thanks for watching.